All right, when you start a question like this, the first thing I would encourage you to do is to write down the 3 different kinds of scale factors you could have in the problem. We have a linear scale factor, an area scale factor, and a volume scale factor. Now, as we read the question, we have similar figures, so we'll make some ratios out of these 2 figures. So the volume of prism A is 27 cubic units. So therefore, we write down our volume for the prism A right here. Then we write down the next one. It says that later in the problem, it says that the volume of prism B is 64 cubic units. So we'll put that under the volume of prism B. So we're going to make a ratio that always goes prism A over prism B. Then it also continues on to say that the surface area of prism B, the lower part of the fraction then, is 123 square units. So that's what we wrote right here. Then our goal is to try to figure out what is the missing value for x. For us to get to this question, we have to first of all convert something into the linear scale factor so that we can then square it and then compare it with the area scale factor. So we have a couple steps we have to do here. The first thing I would like you to consider doing is converting the volume scale factor into a linear scale factor. And if you'll notice that the units cubed on the volume scale factor, to get that down to units, you have to cube root that. So we're going to cube root the one fraction that we're given, okay? So we're going to take this 27 over 64, and we're going to cube root it. Now, the way we can do that is to do it individually. So I'm going to say the cube root of 27 over the cube root of 64. Now, if you can't do those in your head, which some of these might work out nicely, and sometimes they may not work out nicely. In this case here, they will work out nicely. But when you're trying to do this on your calculator, on a graphing calculator, you're going to type in this little 3 root, or the cube root right here. Type that in first, and then press math 5. That's what makes this little root symbol show up here, okay? And then type in 8. So for this question, you're going to press 3, then press math 5 to make this little root symbol show up, and then do 27. Press enter, and you're going to recognize that that answer is going to come out to be a 3. So we have 3 for that first fraction. Then if I do the cube root of 64 and do the same thing for that, you're going to get an answer of 4. So our linear scale factor is 3/4. So let's write down what we know so far. 3/4 is our linear ratio, and we also have a volume ratio that we found out originally that was 27 over 64. So now to finish the question, we have to change our linear scale factor into the area scale factor. So the way you're going to do that is to simply square the linear scale factor, and you'll have 3 squared over 4 squared. That's the area scale factor, and that's what's going to equal the missing one that we have here of x over 123. So to finish the question simply, you're going to take the 3 squared times 123 and then divide by 4 squared, and then you'll have your missing value of x, which is going to go right here. Then, if you want to take a step back, the area scale factor is this right here, which is going to turn into 9/16, whatever 3 squared and 4 squared turn into, in this case being 9/16. That's it, and good luck. Hopefully this video helps.